in the UK, specifically Ireland, all right? Not like, areas of London or, the English side or Scotland, but Ireland, preferably South Ireland, all right? Document stress responses where attention narrows at the immediate threat because there's so much being consumed in the moment by the officer, brain, energy, to try to recognize diversity, the danger radar, not of what's on the scene or the threat, but the danger radar for themselves. They're human beings. They have a family. They need a paycheck just like you do. Some of them live paycheck to paycheck, just like you. Now the danger radar for what they're going to do, the cognitive scheme of recognizing the threat is there, but it's highly diminished because the important threat is don't get sued, don't cause a public display of anger or tryptophan amongst the masses, because diversity is so pushed into law enforcement when it's not even written into the words of legislative law. So now we're relying on some halfwit sitting in a position of power are bad. The black people are bad. The Jews are bad. The Mexicans are bad. The illegals are bad. These people are good. These people are great. It's not even written in the word of law. That's all conjecture, ideology, rhetoric. Eat it, your opinion. Danger versus rhetoric. Yep. The Federal Law Enforcement Training Academy, right? FLETC, anybody ever been there? Found that 70% of trainees made ineffective tactical decisions under high stress. 49% failed to maintain position of advantage. Cognitive overload was a primary driver. Aiding in non-tactical DEI content to training increased this overload. This is recent, guys. This is an updated finding by the OJP in 2024, and there's more research in 2025 that's being reviewed for release. You can't use 2026 because it's right now. No time for peer review, no time to get it out there or compile it with past research. And this research started at FLETC in 2012 and all the way to OJP in 2024. That's at a federal level, people. At a federal level. Yeah, and we've actually got it all. Show it to you. Stand by. Just released it. So for those of you that watch this, it's uploaded on our Facebook page, and it's actually uploaded on our MediaFire page. And I'll go ahead and bring this up, but it's actually been released. Forgive the glare back, but bam, there it is. It's already done. Already released. It's on our Indeed. It's on our Facebook. Down here in the ticker. Go find them. Go download it. Read it for yourself. 53 pages worth of good greatness for you to read about this. Read on this. Try to educate yourself. But yeah, if the federal government is even going to actually run this and put it out as a published document for research and review and peer review, there's a problem. And if you think that FLETC is only left side or FLETC is only right side, or the agents or the officers that are in charge of training are all constitutes domestic violence, partner, husband, wife, family member, existing or pre-existing relationship, child, no relationship, but there's a child involved. You don't have to have a relationship to have carnal knowledge and make a child. It could be a one-night stand, bam, there's a baby, go about your way. It's what constitutes the need for the inclusion of diversity in a crime scene or during officer response. Officers are not trained by the hierarchy of the religious theater of Catholicism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, whatever the religion is. I've never seen a police academy or read anything to where there's an in-depth theology explanation on how you should enforce the law. Show it to me. Somebody send me a link. Somebody email it to me. Right there. Dr. Mike Lee G, gmail.com. Send it to me. Send it to me, or come see me at the university and say, hey, Doc, right here, read this. I'm really curious. Show it to me. Oof. It's maddening. Imagine yourself being out there. Everybody wants to critique the police, but can you really do the police job? You don't even know the rights and privileges that you have. The executive body that you vote into position to write the legislative word of law to be enforced by the first judicial hand of executive position or seated people. Law enforcement. Law enforcement. Yeah, when they show up, they're called there for a reason, to enforce the law. DEI content does not provide tactical scheme. Period. DEI content does not provide tactical response. DEI content does not provide life-saving measure. It doesn't. It's not. DEI content is DEI. Equality, inclusion. You've already got that in law enforcement. You've got LGBTQ in law enforcement. Yes, you do, all day long. How do I know? I know a lot of them. Yes, I live close to Memphis. I know quite a few. Yeah, quite a few. And I know the reduced numbers of specific race, creed, and religion in that large agency, as well as other agencies around the, surrounding area. It's already there. Already. It's about your ability to perform. Now we need to hire more of this. First, you got to pass selection, bonehead. You got to get selected. You got to pass the academy, right? The whole process, damn near a year in the wait. The whole process, 6 months, 8 months to a year. When working memory is taxed, meaning labored in law enforcement, officers default to intuitive decision rather than analytical reasoning. Intuitive. How am I going to keep myself out of this? Yeah, how am I going to survive this gunfight, this knife fight, this verbal confrontation in the chief's office, in the sheriff's office, in the captain of patrol's office? Well, you didn't recognize this, this, and this. I wouldn't. Well, hell, man, I wasn't aware that was a legislative law. Well, it's department policy. Department policy to overskip life-saving measures, analytical, tactical decision-making for what? Diversity. Diversity is like the intrusive pin to the officer's brain in the moment. And I'm just being real with all of you, and some of you that have no law enforcement experience, no military, no ability to inforaneously or episodic memory recall an incident to where you had to respond to something significantly elevated to the same level as a law enforcement violent response, high-risk response. There's no freaking way you can argue diversity at that level because you weren't there. It's kind of like the court system. He said, she said, right? Your opinion, your rhetoric, your ideology. Intrusive reasoning is faster than, primary credibility. It's prone to error. Intrusive reasoning based on what we learned last week. Bob got sued. So-and-so went to prison. So-and-so lost their job. Now they can't get a job. Nope. Nobody's going to hire them again. Nobody's going to do nothing. They have no primary skills. Now they got to go back to school, do something, and they're going to lose everything in the whole process because inclusion, diversity wasn't done in the blink of an eye for somebody. You can see that all over the UK. All over. You can see it all over the